and as nighttime rolls around, we start to see a bit of a sunrise, maybe. And it's time for Satisfactory. I'm going to try not to reveal too much right away. We're going to walk over here. We got some stuff going on beside me. We got all the wonderful machines going on. We're going to try to reveal one thing at a time. So I'm going to try to go down the tree of things that you start off making. Kind of as they're unlocked. So this building here is what's known as the hub. In the hub, this is what you start off with. At the very beginning of the game, you have this building here. You build this, and this is your main crafting area in the very beginning of the game. So we've got the hub terminal, which is where you get all your milestones. So when you first build it, it's just a platform and you have to upgrade it, and then it looks like what it does now. You get some basic foundations and ramps and stuff. You unlock your first conveyor belts and splitters and mergers. Those allow you to bring up to 3 conveyor belts onto one line, or split one line into up to 3 other lines. In this one, you unlock a beacon, which you can use to like signal to yourself where things are. You can place it down and say, oh, I found this over here. Object scanner helps you find things. MAM stands for Molecular Analysis Machine. And that's where you do some research that helps you unlock some stuff. Then we've got part assembly. So you unlock the assembler. And the assembler allows you to take 2 different items and merge them together to create one item. Rotors, modular frames, smart plating, these are all things that you're making. We unlocked a chainsaw. We got jump pads and landing pads. Fix-It doesn't like to waste resources, so they have these recycling machines, and they'll give you coupons to unlock stuff in the Awesome Shop. The Awesome Shop is where you get like cosmetics and just different things that you're allowed to use around your factory to make it look better. We unlocked better conveyor belts. We made it to coal power. Coal generators run off of coal and water, so you need water extractors and pipes and things to get the water into the coal generator, and you use miners to get coal into the coal generator, and the coal generators create electricity. We unlocked tractors and the truck station. Then we unlocked basic steel production. So we have foundries, and we have the ability to make steel out of iron and coal. We're turning that steel into steel beams and steel pipes. Let's see what else. We unlocked the Mark II miner, which is just better than the Mark I. We unlocked the ability to do encased industrial beams, stators, motors, automated wiring, heavy modular frames. Those are all just extra things to make. The Xeno Basher, which is like your defensive tool. It's an upgraded version of the Xeno Zapper. So the Xeno Zapper is like a little taser, and this one's like a full-on baton. Hypertubes! We unlocked some hypertubes. These are some ways to make travel faster around the world. I use them in a way that they are not intended to be used, and I will show you that later. But basically, this is supposed to be like you put a hypertube entrance at one end, and then you make a really long tube, and it just kind of sucks you through the entire tube until you get to the end. That's how it's supposed to be used. I'll show you how I use it. And then we unlocked Mark III logistics. So we have the Mark III belt and the Mark III conveyor lift. We have power storage, so we have big batteries that we can store our power in. I haven't implemented those yet, but they are available. We just very, very recently unlocked oil extracting. So we've got oil extractors and refineries. Once we start getting oil out of these oil extractors, we can use them in the refinery to make things like plastic and rubber and fuel. A byproduct of some of that is petroleum coke, which I think goes into making aluminum and things like that. And now we're currently attempting to unlock the manufacturer, which allows up to 4 parts to be brought together into a single object. Um, we'll unlock bigger trucks. So we had the tractor. This one's a truck, so it's like double the size of the tractor. We're going to unlock computers, modular engines, and adaptive control units. Right now, my big goal is to get to trains. I would love to get some trains up and running. This is a crafting table. It just allows you to craft some things by hand. Nothing crazy there. So in the beginning of the game, these are what you use. These are biomass burners. So these take leaves and wood and things like that, and they mulch it up and use it to make power. Here's one of our trucks. These are a tiny little thing. It's called the sugar cube because it's a square. It's kind of cute. Oh no, I crushed a berry plant. That's no good. I guess I'll show you the map real quick. So this is the size of the map. It's pretty big. I haven't discovered any, like all of it. So there's this black space in here. There's some space in here. This white outline here is the edge of the world, so you can kind of see the edge. So it's about a square of this size, and the area that we're standing in is right about here. Like this river right here is what we're seeing over here. Excuse me. So basically, the main area that we are in is going to be this area over here. Our steel foundry is over here. We've got coal generators up in this area. Our first couple of factories are over here. And then just recently, we've got some oil that's going to be extracted down here. So we're not actually taking the truck anywhere. I just thought it would be fun to hop in the truck. All right, moving on. You may be able to see some stuff in the background, but we're actually going to go take a look now. This is a friend, one of them. This is probably Dylan, if I had to guess. I don't know how he managed to float here like this, but that's what he's doing. Oh, you know what? He was probably in the hub, and then I removed it, and there he stands. Okay, here's our recycler. I've got a few of these running around, so I'm making extra concrete. So the concrete's going in here, and it's making coupons. These coupons are used inside the awesome shop here, and you can use it to buy patterns that you can put on the floor, or different roof types, or different foundation types, ladders and walkways and pillars and billboards and all sorts of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to unlocking the factory cart. In fact, let's do it right now. Bam. How do we build a factory cart? It's not in transportation. It might be in here. Oh, yeah. We'll pull that out later. Okay. First up, big reveal. Is there a ladder on the side of this? Oh, yeah, there is. We're going to go up the ladder. Go up this ladder as well. And... the first factory that I built. This is a It was originally an iron production. Like it was just turning iron into plates and rods and things like that. But it has since evolved into, I believe this one is making reinforced iron plates. And I have two of the structure that's kind of behind this pillar. There's another one similar to this one, and they are making rotors. So we've got rotors and reinforced iron plates being made in this facility. And we'll just hop down here and head up the stairs. We've got these steel beams, which are just for decoration, but I like the way they look. They kind of look like they're supporting this staircase, and I think that's pretty cool. So on the first floor, we've got a couple conveyor belts that are bringing the reinforced iron plates and the... So here's our reinforced iron plates right here. Any excess is going into the recycler to make coupons. But this is where the main line comes down. It goes into a splitter. So half of everything that I make is going to the recycler and the other half is going to here. And then when my storage fills up, it backs up the line, and then anything remaining comes down and into the recycler. We've got some miners down here. Underneath these miners are some iron nodes. So these miners are making 120 iron ore per minute. So together it's 360 iron ore heading out this way. There's some splitters and things, and it's all feeding the stuff upstairs. We've also got the rotors. You can kind of see the rotors on top of there. They are also coming from upstairs. They're coming from that area right over there. And then I'll show you this stuff later, but we've got iron rods and iron plates getting stored in these 6. Just for kicks, I want to take the jump pad up there because it's fun. I've got a staircase and a doorway that goes up here, but I want to take the jump pad. Boing. Bam. So this is a truck station. It collects anything off of trucks that drive by. It's got 2 outputs, so it's bringing in pipes and it's bringing in plates, pipes and plates. And that's pretty great. We're gonna pull out the factory cart and we'll go show you. Oh wait, I need to put it in my hand. Boop. Haha. Blam. Isn't that wonderful? And actually, real quick, we're gonna change its color. We're gonna color it a nice bright purple. Blam. Love it. All right, we're gonna hop in. So we got ourselves a little cart. Pretty great. Oh, and when we come back, see, so these are some of the patterns. So I've made a pioneer. That's what you're called in the game, is a pioneer. I've made a little pathway along here to stay off the road, and then I plan on parking this right here. It's a nice little parking space for my factory cart. All right, we're gonna stop that. So we're gonna head along the road here. This is where our truck comes in from another factory. So I've started to set out a path for the factory cart along the asphalt. I ran out of color cartridges, so this is as far as I could go. That's fine. I think my tractor has run out of juice anyway, so nothing's being transported along this road. But we got this nice big road. Come along here. And this is the factory that is making both iron rods and iron plates. And as you can see, our truck is stopped here. He doesn't, I don't think he has any coal. Yeah, all out of coal, but he's ready to transport some stuff. I don't think I have any coal on me, so he'll stay there for now. Once I unlock fuel, I'll be able to transport this stuff a lot more efficiently. Yeah, that's all I have out here for now. It's just iron plates and iron rods being made. I had tons of fun making this road. It was particularly difficult because everything in this game is like squares. So I had to really work on making this bit right here into like a 45-degree turn, and as you can see here, it didn't work out perfectly. There's still some bits that kind of stick out, but it's good enough. Good enough for what it's meant to do. So we're gonna take our little factory cart, we're gonna go all the way back. How you're hunched over in this little thing. It's so cute. Oh no. Just come along here. This is a nice side view. I just extended the back of this factory, so I haven't built out the back with the wall. Because I needed more rotors. So that's another rotor facility right there. So like I said, I have 2 of them in there. Oh goodness, that ramp down. No bueno. We'll park our little factory cart here. Hop out. We'll go take a look at the factory. Got our power supply coming in over there. Then we've got these big hulking machines. So we've got our our reinforced iron plates coming down here. They come down from all the way up there. We've got our rotors. Looks like we're full up on rotors. And I actually stopped. Oh wait, this is strange. Oh, you know what? I probably filled up on motors, and now we don't need the rotors anymore. That makes sense. Let's see here. So yeah, this stack here of everything and this stack here of everything is all identical. I put in some windows so that you can see the iron ore coming up. I think that's pretty neat. You can see it moving over here, I think. Yeah, we got some moving right there, so that's pretty neat. Moving and grooving. So to kind of give you a better idea of what's going on, we got a ladder here. We'll come up. So we got iron rods coming up to here, or coming out of here, I guess, and going up to the next floor. Got iron going up to this next floor as well. All sorts of crazy stuff. Then if we go all the way up to the tippy top, we can see the machines that make the actual final product. Can I climb over this, please? There we go. So here we've got all our rotors being made. Our rotors are made by combining iron rods and iron screws. I guess just screws. And you can see that it takes 100 screws per minute and 200 screws, or 200 rods per, excuse me, goodness. 100 screws per minute and 20 rods per minute to make 4 rotors per minute, which means that each of these 4 machines is taking that amount. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400 screws and 20, 40, 60, 80 iron rods that are going into this 4 machine chain. So that's what this entire stack does. This whole stack, this whole stack makes 400 iron screws and 80 iron rods. That is all this massive stack of things is created to do. It's pretty insane. Similar kind of thing over with the plates. The plates that are being made out of screws and iron plates. The entire system here is self-contained. I have other things that are taking from factory to factory to make stuff. But everything inside this building in particular is self-contained. It's all making what it needs right here. So that's fun. Got these big old windows, which I love. I love the big window. I think it's pretty neat. We got a staircase that kind of like goes across. I don't know where it's gonna lead. I don't know if it'll lead anywhere. It might just stop there. But I thought it would be cool to have a walkway that passes in front of the window there. I made this little observation deck with some stats. So in our factory, we're making 32 rotors per minute in this building. 30 of those rotors are heading over to the motor factory. So we're actually technically only keeping 2 of the motors that we're making every minute. We're making 20 reinforced iron plates per minute in this building. And then I ran out of stats, so I made some up. So doggos are doing good. The weather is clear. Remember to stay hydrated. 9 out of 10 9 out of 10 slugs say overclock everything. Tomorrow has been canceled due to a scheduling conflict. Pink Slime says woohoo. Nitric acid, nothing's quenchier. And sponsored by Elon Musk. Fantastic. So moving on from here, we've got woohoo. So we've got General Motors in our world. I made my own company. Just Motors. This is Just Motors. This is the building where we make our motors. That's all it does. It makes just motors. Just motors. That's all this building does. Big old building just to house 3 machines that just make motors. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and I'll show you around a little bit. It's kind of cool inside. I like the way that it looks. Got the big glass ceilings and everything. It's very clean. There's not a whole bunch of stuff around like there is in that factory. We've got our motors here. They've stopped running because we are full of motors. But what happens when I do this is you start to see the motors start going in, looking all fancy, and you can see these machines start functioning again. They're taking stators and rotors and combining them into motors, which is pretty great. In this building, I believe we're making, 15? Yeah, we're making 15 motors per minute in this factory. So the rotors come from over there, and then we've got a long chain of buses that come from over there and bring the stators in from our steel factory, which is way out east. Yeah, so we're gonna pop back outside and kind of migrate east. Nothing crazy going on. Pick up a barrel nut. Nothing crazy going on in this area. Not more than what's right here, basically. We're making a little bit of concrete here, and I think I can zoom in for you. So we've got Mark 1 miner. This is my first thing that I built. We're taking limestone there, and it's being constructed into concrete bags. Half of it is going up into that top bin, and then the other half is heading down into the recycler to be made into tickets. So nothing crazy there, but it's there. Same thing over here. Nothing super crazy. This is just a rudimentary setup for some certain things. So we've got this one is mining copper. It's going into a couple smelters, and those smelters are being routed into some different constructors. So we have a couple there that are making copper wires, and the copper wires are being turned into cables right there. So we got cables being made. Then we have some copper plates or copper sheets that are being made. Some sheets, rolls. That's what those are called. Some rolls of copper sheets. And then in the background, we have some more concrete being made and partially being recycled. Yeah, so that's pretty much this area. The next area is going to be the steel factory and stuff like that. And actually, whoops, I didn't. Nope. Hang on. I was not prepared for that. The steel factory is way out there. So we're going to head out over there and take a look. Now, like I said, I use the hypertubes in the wrong way. The right way, quote, right way, is to put an entrance here, make a tube, make an exit over there, and then just go wee, and it's faster than walking, right? Well, I've decided instead of doing it that way, that I would make some, get up to some shenanigans, and I would make some hypertube cannons. So you'll see here that once I get too close, whee, boing. So this is the rest of my facilities here. And this is a landing pad. It's going to suck me in like a big thing of gelatin. Boing. Get out of that. Oh, fantastic. This is the way that I land on things. It slows you down and keeps you from hurting yourself. Welcome to Big Steel. This is my steel foundry. This is one of my cooler builds, I think. We've got the little fix-it man. Check It, I think is his name. And he kind of just spins around up there all day. It's pretty sweet. Then if we head inside, I love these doors. I love these doors. These doors are the best. So we come in here, and we have 3 sets of 6 steel foundries. They're all being fed iron on bottom, and then coal is going up on top and getting routed around. And then steel is coming in and then going underneath and doing all sorts of stuff. I like hiding all of my production. Ooh, and you can see some stuff's moving there. Was for a second. Okay. The reason everything is stopped... Whoa. There we go. The reason that everything is stopped is because I've stopped using stuff. So, like, everything is full. All of my storages are full, and there's not a huge need for everything. So once things are full, pretty much everything comes to a standstill. But it's nice to have things full. So we've got these neat signs: caution, foundries. We got a couple of them. You can see we got steel ingots coming out of these and getting routed around. It's pretty sweet. If we come over here, we've got these neat little signs. These signs are brand new. So we got a little exit sign here, and we got a little caution sign here. I love these signs. This is where all the routing happens. Coal and iron are coming from over there, as well as on the other side of the factory, and they're getting brought down onto this layer, and they're getting shunted up into the machines, and then the things that the machines make are getting shunted back down here and going out in this direction. And they get brought out here. And we've got 3 of these. These are making steel beams and steel pipes. And those are being made into other various things. But then we get these spaghetti wires. This is just frames that I've put around the conveyor belt because things are in the air, and I was like, well, nothing's really supporting anything if I just leave it floating there. So I figured I'd take some of these frames and kind of make it look a little bit more realistic. So we've got all these different paths that everything is taking. So we got steel beams on this one, steel pipes on that one. And they get split up into these 2 containers. And actually, these two containers on either side are connected to each other. So this is one container, and that's another one. And then in the back, they're connected to each other. So it's all one big storage. So we've got tons of steel beams. We're making 135 per minute. We've got pipes. We're making 180 per minute. And then we've got encased industrial beams, which is just the steel beams and concrete together. We're full up on those. And those are coming from upstairs, actually. So if we come up here, so these two setups here, we've got one over there, one right here, and then we have one right here. All of those are doing the same thing. Half of each of those is making beams, and the other half is making pipes. So if we come up here, we've got an upper structure and a lower structure. The lower structure is making those encased industrial beams, and each of the three machines is being routed into this one output and routed out into the center storage box out there. Then if we come around here, we got some copper wires coming in, and those copper wires are coming from that structure right there. It's using that copper node, bringing out the copper, and specifically making like 240 copper wires per minute, I believe, to fuel the upstairs area of this. And up here, we're making stators for our motors. So these stators get shunted out of here across this belt, gets shunted up there, continues along in the westerly direction, and it ends up inside of our motor factory. So that's where all these go. We're making 30 of these per minute. So you can see we got steel pipes coming in, we've got the wires coming in, and just making stators. Pretty good. Let's see, what else do we got? We've got coal coming from some of these miners down here, and all of these different towers are color coded. So if we have, oop, that one's not even colored right. Let's change that. Copper. So anything that's like copper colored like this is carrying some kind of copper product. If it's dark black like this, it's carrying coal somewhere. And if it's kind of like this dark, goodness, if it's dark, like a lighter black, so you see how this one's dark black, but then the one behind it is like a lighter black. So the dark black is coal for the coal generators, and the light black is coal for the steel factory. So that's how I determine what's going where. So if I ever run into an issue, I'll know kind of where things are headed. Out in that direction, I've got some iron and limestone and things of that nature coming in. So they take this bus through the trees. It comes down. There's a coal node over here that links up with that stuff. Or no, the coal node's right here, I think, actually. Anyway, it comes through this bus, and then it crosses this like trestle-looking thing. So we've got those steel foundation things, pillars, whatever they're called, frames, pillar frames, framed pillars, whatever. And they're making this kind of bridge for the stuff to cross. And I just loved the way that this looked. That's like my favorite thing right there. 100%. So some of the concrete is coming over into this. Concrete's being made up here and coming down here to make the encased industrial beams. Some of the stuff is going into the steel factory to feed the steel factory. And yeah, that's our steel factory. Moving on from the steel factory, you're already kind of getting a little bit of it. We'll get back to that in a second. These are what's known as strange creatures or weird creatures. Uh, I just call him Mr. Bean. Uh, Mr. Bean doesn't do much except clip through the floor and walk around menacingly. So that's Mr. Bean. We've got this area over here. This is where we're making the copper stuff. Looks like we're full up on copper at the moment, so that's good. We got some coal coming in. This coal is all being used for our coal power plant generator things. I need to stop doing that. Chill out. So for each one of these setups, I have 3. We got one over there, one over here, and one over here. There's 8 coal generators in a line. And then we have 3 water extractors that have their water split up. And we have the coal getting split up in this little building here. And then it goes behind the coal generators and gets fed into each of them. And we've got the water being piped into here. Pollution. We love the pollution. And then it gets fed off into the wires, and it makes power for us, which is great. We love power. It's how the world goes round. So yeah, we've got... Or no, I've got 4 of these? Oh, dang, I thought I only had 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This splitter building is kind of split into 2 sections. You've got the bottom level and the top level. The top level goes to the farthest one. Bottom level goes over here. And you can see the result of the splitting that happens inside. So this one line that I think is bringing in 120 coal per minute, I think, gets split up into, or no, it must be 60. 60? Is it 60? Yeah, because I think over there we're making 120. It gets split up right there. 60 goes that way and 60 goes this way. And then it gets split up into 4 ways. So 60 divided by 4 is 15. Or no, it is 120. Because each of these needs 15. So you have 15, 30, 60, 60, and 60 is 120. So yeah, we have 120 here. Comes in, gets split up into lines of 30 a piece. So we have 30, 30, 30, and 30 to make 120. And then it comes up along here, and it gets split up again down here. So we've got these splitters. So this line of 30 that's coming into the splitter becomes a 15 and a 15, and it goes off into the respective coal generators, and it keeps going. So we have another 15 and 15, and then over here another 15 and 15, and then over here, boop, another 15 and 15, and all of these coal generators are getting exactly what they need for power. And then the water's not too crazy. The only thing that's difficult about the water is the fact that you can only have so much water in a pipe at a time. So each of these pipes, I think the max is 300 cubic meters of water per minute. So that's the max that you can have. However, each of these runs on 45 cubic meters per minute. So if you take 45 and you multiply it by 8, that's 360. But the pipes can only carry 300. Excuse me. So all 8 of these require 360 water per minute. Pipe can only carry 300. So what we did was we split the pipe in half. So these 4 generators are getting fed by their own line. These 4 generators are being fed by their own line. So now we, instead of 360, we have, what, 175? Is that right? 180. That's right. 180. So we now have approximately, somewhere between 100, 180. It's constantly filling and unfilling because, these things are actively using the water. But yeah, so each of these water extractors makes 120. So we're making the 360 because 120 times 3 is 360. But what we did was we split this one here in half. So it's going this way and that way. So we have the 120 plus 60, which is, what, 180 exactly, which is what we need. So 180 is going into these four, 180 going into these four. Everything is 100% perfect when it comes to these coal generators. Nothing's being wasted, nothing's extra. It is all being used on a 1-to-1 ratio. This is Derek. Say hello, Derek. Okay, have fun. I need to stop eating berries. Where's my... Oh, right, I took my stick out of my hand. Here's my stick. Aha. Alright, continuing along. Up there, we have a, quartz mine. We're collecting crystal quartz, and it's being brought down the cliff there and into this building right here. And this building is being fed the quartz, and it's being brought into these constructors. Half the constructors are making crystal quartz, just extracting it from the material, and some of it is being further refined into silica. So this crystal quartz, or quartz crystal, is mainly used for like billboards and crystal oscillators and things like that. Whereas the silica actually goes to get used in things like this, the nice panel windows, or any other kind of window for that matter. Their results, their products are being brought over into this building here. So we've got crystal quartz and we've got silica. Everything's full up, which is wonderful. And then our final little factory area is right over here. So up there we've got 4 iron nodes. I believe 3 of them, or 2 of them even, are going over to the steel factory. And then we have one of them that is being split into 2 lines, I believe. Last I checked, it's being split into 2 lines that are both coming down here and being fed into this tower of production. And this tower of production is making modular frames. So as you can see, it's just squares, nice little modular frames. Anything extra that gets made that I'm not using goes into the awesome sink and gets recycled. And this storage is full. I mean, how many slots are in this? 24, I want to say. 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24. Yeah, so each of these is 24. 24 times 3 would be 60, 72, 72. And then 72 times 50 is 3,600. So in these 3 containers altogether is 3,600 modular frames, which is more than I'm going to need for a little while. I hope. Yeah, that's about it for this tour. That's really all that I have. I mean, I can show you. I mean, I can talk a little bit about my plans. Right now I have all of my power coming out of these coal generators. I'm not using any other form of power, and all of the stuff that gets made in these power plants all gets routed to this one node and comes out here and up to here. So right here is where it splits. This wire is coming from all of our generators, and then from here, this wire and that wire go to feed just the miners that are feeding the coal into the process. And then this right here, this very specific wire is feeding everything else. This particular power pole goes on to feed all of those factories. It goes to feed the steel factory. It goes to feed all of the iron related processes. All of that stuff is fed by this one line, and I don't like that. So I think eventually I'm gonna build a facility that allows me to more specifically make decisions about where my power is going. So, like, we'll still have the one line coming in, and that'll be fine. But then we'll have this line is going to this factory, and this line is going to that factory, and this line is going to that factory, instead of having one line that goes just to everything. Yeah, that's pretty handy dandy, I think. I think that'll be nice. We've got over in the steel factory. Get my boots wet. What's up, Mr. Bean? We'll just head upstairs real quick. If we head inside here, I've made a return mechanism because I've gotten tired of walking around everywhere. So I have another hypertube cannon that launches me from here over to our main area over here. It's pretty cool to look at from up here, that's for sure. And bonk. It says your face here. I basically have to hit this sign and then fall down into this. It launches me at such a weird angle that it's hard to hit this consistently. So I aim for the big sign instead. Just one final place that I can show you, and that's through this second tube. And this launches us up and over this mountain. Really have to pull the air brakes here. Oh, don't hit that. Come on. Land right in the water. Land in the water. Land in the water. Hey, there we go. Doop. So over here, we got another Mr. Bean. These are the oil islands, as I'm going to call them. And over here, we've got some oil. It's going to be brought up through these oil extractors. I only very recently... Whack. I only very recently brought power all the way from over at my base. That power line is going all the way back to the base. So right here is where all the power is being shunted to. I've got one oil extractor there, one here. I think what I'm going to do is if we look at the map, we're kind of here, and I'm thinking in this area right here, I'll build a refinery that will produce some plastics and maybe some rubber and things like that. And I'm hoping before long, excuse me, before long, I'd like to have a railway that goes around the entire map, not only to be able to travel everywhere on the map, but also to be able to move things around the map. So this is where our main factory is at the moment. This is kind of our home base at the moment. So I'd like to have a a train line that comes up along here, past or through our coal generator area, which is right here. It's gonna kind of head through this valley. There's a really long valley that comes up through here. It kind of goes up into a forested area. There's kind of forests up in here. And then I have two choices. I can either come in through here and head down into the plains, or I can kind of swoop through the swamps, or I could have a secondary line that comes in through the swamps, but that's what this area is. It's just a bunch of swamps. I don't like it here. Um, but anyway, we come down through here. There's like the pink forest in here. The pink forest is quite pretty. Bring the train through there. And then it kind of comes down in through here. We might even come down through here and come through this valley. And then we'll wrap back around. And I think maybe even go over this river here and loop back around there. Either that or we'll have it kind of loop back around and come through here, which is just like a deserty, not quite desert, but like pretty barren, wastelandy kind of area. And then come back up through there. So I'd like to have a big main line, and then maybe we'll have some subsidiary lines that come in through here, whatnot. There's a pretty big forest in this black area that I haven't discovered yet. Um, but yeah, lots of stuff to do. Whew, lots of stuff. But yeah, that about does it. The moon's coming up. We spent a day well. Um, yeah. Thanks for joining me on this Satisfactory tour. And as I get more, I will bring you along for the journey. Bye bye.